What up, guys? Probably can't see me. Going on a little night stroll. Might be able to catch some lights. Just want to talk a little bit about addictions and how so many of us, including myself for so long, didn't realize that these mucus and pus forming foods are the ultimate addiction, and the foundation of addiction. You know, that starch and blood, that slave diet. For so long I was caught up in smoking, drinking, partying, forms of social stimulation, all these forms of stimulation that keep us away from ourselves, keep us attached to the lower spheres of life, the beast. And, if somebody's constantly smoking cigarettes, smoking marijuana, drinking, alcohol, beers on a regular basis, always surrounding themselves with people, just different forms of stimulation, whether it be internal, external, it really, how do I say it, diverts our awareness away from the true addiction, which is, essentially food. It is a very, very, very powerful addiction. Speaking specifically with the mucus and pus forming foods. And when we begin to get away from drinking, get away from smoking, get away from unhealthy social settings, and just get away from all these other forms of stimulation, we really, really get to see and become much more aware of the power that these foods have on us. And we also get to see it not only within ourselves, but within the external world as well. We get to see people just constantly snacking and just waking up or just needing coffee. Coffee's a really big one too. And they wake up and just need something, and there's always this need. And people don't realize, and we've been programmed to believe that these foods are so necessary and vital to our health, when really we're just fueling an addiction unconsciously. But really what I'm getting at is, for a lot of people that practice the Mucusless Diet Healing System, they start transitioning to more of a lifestyle and less of a death style, by quitting, certain substances, starting to live more wholesomely, and it's almost like these foods just get right in our face, and people are like, man, I didn't really used to have this or foods didn't really used to have this mental grasp, and didn't seem to have the control like they used to. Well, if you look at it, so many of us have just been stimulated by so many different things, and now we're primarily just trying to get off certain foods. And so instead of it just being in the background, it's now so much more in the foreground. And just props to anybody making the effort and taking action and transitioning.